Hi, I'm Ryan Mossbergen. I'm a sophomore majoring in microbiology, and this is case study 15, pH and microbial growth. So, as we've learned in class, microbes grow at very different pHs, but most of them hover at around the 5 to 8 pH range. We call those microbes neutrophiles. Those that like more acidic conditions we call acidophiles, and those that like more basic conditions we call alkaliphiles. And the reason bacteria need to maintain this pH is because their enzymes function at this specific pH, and if they're in a pH that doesn't match what their system is built to handle, then they lose their membranes get weakened, they lose enzyme function, and it's just usually just death for them. And so the food industry uses this to their advantage, and foods that they can't really boil too much, like salsa or guacamole, just things that can't be boiled to get rid of bacteria. They acidify them with various methods to get rid of bacteria. And that leads us to our case, where we have two women visiting the ER with pretty basic symptoms, just sore throat and like a fever, but their condition quickly worsened, and both of them had a lot of neuromuscular issues like difficulty swallowing, difficulty speaking. They had slurred speech, and just in general, a lot of neuromuscular symptoms. And so they were both admitted to the neurological ICU, where they found that both of them were roommates, and they had shared a meal a few nights before going into the hospital, and it was a baked chicken pasta and pesto sauce. Uh, Baked chicken pasta pesto sauce. Okay. Both of them lived, so just felt like it's important to mention that. But the culprit here was Clostridium botulinum. They tested the leftovers they had of the chicken pesto pasta, and they found that it was positive for the botulism toxin, and then they cultured Clostridium botulinum from both of them, and they found that the where the Clostridium botulinum came from was the pesto in the pasta, and they asked the women where they got this pasta from, and they got it from this like farmers market type of stand from in California. And yeah, the researchers found that the pH of the pasta or the pesto was 5.3, which is not enough to kill Clostridium botulinum endospores, because their endospores can exist in pHs greater than 4.6. So not enough to kill the endospores. Those endospores get into your system, and that's when they really set havoc to you. Um, and yeah, so the implications of this, so home canned foods are very serious. There was like 210 cases of botulism in, I don't know if it was a decade or a few years or whatever it was, but around like 150 of those were from home canning. So a lot of people don't know. They think that if they just boil it, or they don't even take any proper methods to sanitize it, that can cause botulism very easily. And yeah, so that's also an issue with a lot of farmers markets. And yeah, teaching these home canners on how to properly get rid of these bacteria is very important to keep this from happening in the future. Thank you for listening.